welcome back to Sim's Garage. Now on a tripod.
Hello and welcome back to Sim's Garage. Today we have a go-kart. Not sure of the year, not sure of the brand. This was given to me for free and it's been sitting in my garage for 6 months. It's got a sizable, 11 horsepower Briggs & Stratton on it. And we're going to see what it takes to get this thing back up and running. I know for a fact it needs a clutch at least because that's very stuck right here, and I actually have a clutch here for it. And then it does have electric start, but first of all, we're just going to see if it'll even run or try to do anything before I start putting a lot of time and effort in all this electric start stuff and it not even work. Alright, first things first, we're going to check it for spark. It's got an on and off switch right here. I don't think the key switch matters in this instance because we're not using it. So let's just see if it has anything. Oh yeah. It's got good spark. Let's just shoot a little something down the throat, see what it'll do. That's probably good enough. That's promising. So it'll run. We just gotta make sure everything's cleared up good, make sure nothing's stuck. But might just try throwing some gas in it. The fuel line actually has a cutoff in it right here. And it's off. And then it's got a filter too. And then let's just look inside the tank real quick and see how that is. All right, let's look there under that tank. Maybe it'll focus. It actually looks pretty decent in there. Definitely going to replace that filter just so it doesn't suck up any of that stuff. But in terms of tanks go, I've seen worse. I think it'll actually... It might run. They might have ran it out of gas or ran out of ethanol in it, but we might have a good shot here of just making it run without having to take that carburetor off. So, I'm not going to replace this fuel line here unless I have to. It is very hard, and it would be smart of me to do it. But it's kind of a pain to get to the clamps that are under this tank. And I really don't feel like doing all that right now. So I'm just going to replace what I can get to. Which seems to be these right here, but they're not wanting to budge. There we go. Yeah, all this. The line isn't collapsed, but I mean, it's all just brittle and hard. Like, that's really... no good right there. So we're going to hope that that line over there doesn't give us any issue. But I do have a couple feet of this new line that I got from the parts store. Any parts store will have it. But it's almost pretty much the length it needs to be. Yeah, it's pretty much there. I might try to use this cutoff. So I put a tube on this because I didn't want to put my mouth on this thing with all the gas that's been in it, but I'm going to say that's working pretty good. I've gotten new ones of these, but honestly, like it being a cutoff, I'm really not too concerned about it being a failure point. So we're just going to put this... So let's put this line right there. And it's good practice to put on hose clamps and stuff, but all of this is so tight going on, I'm really not too concerned about it. And these are directional. There's an arrow on there showing which way the fuel is supposed to flow. Not really sure how much that does matter, but I'd rather not find out if I don't have to. So this is all kind of bowing out a bit. So I'm actually going to pull this back off. I'm going to trim it about 2 inches. Put it back on. That's a lot better. I don't think it'll be an issue with everything spinning. Like, I doubt it would ever hit that. But just little stuff like that I don't have to worry about. This is probably going to rub up against the block, but that's probably fine. I'm not really too worried about that either. So let's throw some gas in this thing and see if it'll even try to go under its own gas. So a pro tip: if you're wanting stuff to run longer and you don't have to worry about it, or like let's say you're running lawn equipment and you're putting it up for the season, a lot of people will put stable and stuff in the fuel, but you can really just get you like a dedicated can and go to a gas station that has ethanol free fuel. I run all my small engine stuff on it. I've had projects that have been sitting for well over a year, and I can go up and start them like nothing's happened with them. But this ethanol in the regular gas, it'll kind of congeal and turn into like a syrupy substance, and it's horrible for carburetors and gaskets for all these old machines that aren't really made to run on it. And it has a much longer shelf life. I think regular gas, its working life is about maybe 3 to 4 months. I've had ethanol, non-ethanol gas sitting in some of my machines for well over a year that I just don't ever use, and they work every time without fail. So I just turned the gas on, but we seem to be getting no fuel to the filter. The cap is off, so I know it's not hydro-locked. So let's just pull it a couple times, see what it does. Maybe it'll start pulling some gas in. Let's make sure it's choked. So it's showing choke is this way towards us. That's it, just trying to run off the starter fluid. Well, make sure that this fuel shutoff is open all the way. All right. So it's getting no gas. So I'm gonna say that line that I didn't want to replace is either collapsed or the fitting on this tank is clogged. So let me start looking at that and I'll be right back. All right, just replaced that fuel line. It was kind of a pain to do, but it wasn't near as bad as I thought. So there is a shutoff on the tank. A lot of these older tanks do have a cutoff on them. This one's got one, and I did turn it on once I got the fuel line off, and gas spilled everywhere, so that's good. But we're still not getting flow to this, which is leading me to think that the carburetor, the float might be stuck, and that might not be letting it fill up the bowls, which is creating like kind of not a vacuum, but like there's no flow for it to continue its path this way. So I'm probably gonna have to pop this carburetor off. We'll try starting it a few more times, just see what it'll do. Put this cap back on. No, it's not getting a drop of it. Alright, just to show you guys, I just popped the line off of the carburetor. I've got the fuel line shut off. You can already see it's leaking though because I pulled it off without it being on. But gas is able to flow freely now. So this carburetor, something's not jiving. Like it's not happy, it's not taking fuel in. I mean, everything's... I don't know what that is. Oh. Gotcha, that's throttle. I mean, everything looks pretty alright. but if they ran on ethanol gas in it, and this thing, I don't know if I mentioned, it's been sitting for well over 10 years. So it could very well just be something got clogged in the carburetor and made the float stick open. Who knows? But I'll pop that carburetor off. I'll start digging into it, and we will cut to that right now. All right, new plan. I'm gonna see if just popping this little throttle body dude off will let me access everything, because I believe like right under here is the float and everything, so it should just come right off, I would think. We're about to find out together. Yeah, so what I'm doing now does not work. I'm not able to get it off here. It's actually easier to take the whole carburetor off. There's one bolt on the bottom. I'm about to find out here in a second, and the whole thing comes off. Oh, no, that just makes the whole thing move. Okay, cool. That might be easier. This endeavor might have been for naught. Like, this might just be... Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're just taking the thing off. Here it is. We have it. Gonna take it over to the table, make this a lot easier. All right, everything's back on. Let's see if it'll fire up and run this time. So that showed. Oh, maybe. Sweet. Okay, so that's actually really great. I was given it a 50-50 shot after like the 5th pull I did, but I pinned the throttle wide open, and then it fired up and ran. Now we do have a leak from somewhere. It's like right. Gosh, that's everywhere. Got a big leak. So this is a problem for after lunch. All right, so we are actually 4 days from the last break in the video. I had some stuff come up and Halloween and everything. I just had to didn't have time to work on it. So I made a little bit of progress. Got the chain put on here, and it was very loose, so I just shifted the engine back and forth because there's slotted holes for that whole thing to move. So I did that, got it nice and tight. It didn't have a tensioner on it, so obviously it was working for some amount of time without it, so I'm probably not going to have this thing long enough to experience it ever being an issue. Another thing I did, I've been playing with the electrical on it because it does have a starter right here. And what I've done is put a new battery on it. And back in here, I put a new starter solenoid. I tried taking the old one off and cleaning it because it did click, but I think those connections were just so rusted out, it never even had a chance. I've also found that my key switch is actually still good. I did find a set of keys for it, so key switch is good. So how this works is this bottom prong here is constant power. It's 12 volts all the time. Right here, this prong will get power when you turn the key switch, like all the way to start it. So this wire goes directly to the solenoid. When it hits the solenoid, it jumps the gap, and then it gives power to the starter. This wire up here, I had no clue what it did until later, but you turn the key here, engine turns over. I have it turned off up here. So right here it's turned off. So if you are starting it from in there with the key, this guy has to be on, and then it'll start. But from in here, I couldn't figure out how you stop the thing. But way back in here, there is a black wire with a ring terminal on it. It was hooked up to nothing. And then I found this wire, which was the third wire coming off of the switch, which I'd imagine would be kind of like a ground. So I stripped it and hooked it around the ring terminal. So I'll show you guys what that does. So when I hit the key, it fires right up. Turn the key on, motor dies. So this wire right here, this black wire, is a kill wire. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this like a permanent fix, because right now I just have the wire wrapped around the ring terminal. But I'll snip it off, I'll either put a butt connector or just a male and female connector, and just call it like that. So I'm thinking that's the plan. But I replaced that solenoid and the battery, and now all the electrical works.
Guys, I think someone might have broken into my garage. There's paint everywhere. Oh! Look at that. Look at that. Whoever broke in did a really good job. Look at that. So we've actually had a couple rainy days and I couldn't do much, couldn't get testing, and I'm still working out a place to take this thing to just really let it rip. So I spent the last couple of days, I just kind of knocked the heavy stuff off of here and just went back with the original colors. And then on the floor pan, I actually put a primer down on it just to kind of help with the pitting. You could still see it, but it's significantly better than it was. The seat had no cushion, so I reupholstered it. That seat over there that was on it was not supposed to be there. I went in and greased up the rails and got it all moving, so you can actually move the seat forward and back. So if you got a little kid that wants to ride this thing, you just scoot it forward, boom, easy peasy. Engine, didn't really touch anything here. I am concerned about one thing. This clutch right here. I think our ratio, because our ratio right now is like 4.3 something to 1. That's honestly not great for this, considering we have 18-inch tires. What we really need is like a 6 to 1. What we really need is a torque converter. But I have no way to move that back and forth, so I have to put a jack shaft. But that'll be an issue for when I actually test drive the thing and see if it works. I did buy a 10-tooth clutch for this, but the way they work, it just kind of goes on and it stops. And it was out here too far, so that wouldn't work either. So the next step for this thing is like a test drive. And if I can't get anything set up, I'll just like drive it up and down the street just to make sure it all works. But it's pretty much done paint-wise. I mean, front wheels I didn't paint, I just kind of cleaned them up. Rear wheels I did paint. Reupholster the seat, all that stuff. All the original stickers here, I just taped over. I didn't want to, have to make new ones. I might get a sticker made for right there, because right there it said streaker, and it would go like from here to here. So I might get one made for right there, but haven't really decided on that yet. We'll see what happens with the test drive, because worst case scenario, it doesn't move, and I just get a torque converter for here and I solid axle swap it, but that's just a lot of extra work when I've already got it like done. So we're gonna hope it just works, because I'm ready to have this thing gone. I've had it for too long. Alright, so it's been about a month since I've worked on this thing. I've just been kind of busy with holidays and school starting back and everything. So I finally got a free moment to work on it again. And there has been an update, as you can see. That is new. That's new. It's got a torque converter now. And a new sprocket. New axle bearings, new axle, new hubs. The only thing I'm going to be trying to use off the old axle is one of these brakes. Now, the development that has happened that has caused all this, as you can see right here, since this is a 2-axle rear end, there's a differential right here, and I never noticed this giant crack in it right here. While I was painting, I kind of noticed this thing that they had there to keep the axle from going in all the way, and it might have worked like that, but I do not intend on keeping this. I plan on selling it, so I just don't feel good selling it to somebody like this. And another thing is that this rear axle mount here, this one kind of on the inside, is completely rotted away. So it only had two bearings holding the or only had one bearing holding the axle here, and then two on this side. But with a solid axle, all I really need is the two bearings. So I bought new bearings, put those in there. Those are all good. Got new hubs because the hubs from this axle are different and will not fit on that axle. And then I went ahead and got a new sprocket since it's a solid axle rear end. I can't use this. Like, I could get some kind of hub where I could take this off and then bolt this onto it. But I really just saw no reason to do it since the sprocket was only $20. So that wasn't a big deal. Basically, everything here is from Amazon, except for the axle. The axle is from Go Power Sports, and I would have loved for all this to be from Go Power Sports, but I don't got that kind of money. So most of it came from Amazon, which everything had decent reviews. Like even this torque converter had decent reviews. I did have to modify it somewhat. So this right here is it comes with a 5/16 bolt. But the thread pitch on the shaft here is 3/8, so I just had to, this little metal ring here, I just had to drill it out to 3/8. And it all went on there pretty easy. My chain length, I only had to take one link out of the chain, so, I mean, that was really nice too. So, once I get the new brake on it, I guess the next step is test drive, because my only test drive that I did, I ended up 10 feet from my driveway, and that's not really a test drive. But I'll make sure that it's all good, and if anything interesting happens, I'll update you guys. Alright, we finally got the test location available to us. It's beside the drag strip. We're not allowed to go on it, but we have this parking lot and that big field right out there. So we should be chilling. There's going to be plenty of space for us to test this thing out. And you guys have made it through the video this far. I appreciate it. So without further ado, let's get this thing started.
Oh yeah, that's good. God, that thing is close, bro. The steering wheel's in your balls.
Sure they are.
That doesn't sound good. What just happened?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
I probably shouldn't have just drifted the thing. That was probably a mistake.
No. It's cool.
It was cool. It's very cool. Are you want to go trash spot?
I don't know if we have a choice.
Well, luckily the master link is right here. So all we need is the clip to put it back on. And our chain is still. Oh, hold up. Oh, it's all still here. Gang, it's all still here. It all fell out right there.
Look at that.
I know. Now we gotta get it back on. I don't have pliers or anything. I did not bring tools because this is supposed to be working and done and finished. Because I've only been working on it since October. It's actually doing really well. I'm really happy with how it's doing.
It looks really like you rode it for a good 30 seconds. It was really good.
Yeah. And I mean, it didn't die. Like I killed it myself. My own 2 hands.
Look at that.
There was nothing. It wasn't its fault. Except a little bit. That's. I wonder when I drifted if I put it out of the line. It's pretty in line. I'm gonna try to put the chain back on it, and if I can't, we're gonna go back to my house and get a GoPro, and then I'll put you guys up front, and you guys can see. If not, you guys don't get it. But
Oh,
listen, dude. Listen.
I'm listening.
Listen. I just wanted to work.
I know.
I just wanted to work every day.
It was for a little bit.
I know it's working really good. And I think, who are we going to blame? Who are we going to blame for this? Whose fault is this?
Biden.
I don't know who watches my videos. If it's Republicans, I think it's funny.
I don't think any liberal is gonna watch a Go-Kart.
Soft-handed, sissy liberals.
Oh, look at that tech. Look at that tech. You still want me to film?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't film any of the initial testing, so now they get to see how something goes wrong, like every time. All right, we gotta fix it at home.
Oh, all right. We'll see you then.
All right, we're back. We got take 2. We got the chain back on. I run stuff this time, so if we need to fix it, I can fix it. Let's see if it still works.
Again, bro. Oh my God, what happened this time? Maybe? No. No, he broke it again. And he's broken down again. I think he's in the mud. I think that's the problem. Oh yeah, he's stuck. Oh. You are covered, my brother.
Made there was a severe lapse in my judgment. It hasn't rained in a while, and I thought there wouldn't be mud.
No, there's mud.
And I figured that out.
Yeah, but it runs.
It runs. It took it a minute. It wasn't too bad.
It was not.
It wasn't getting
Oh,
fast.
wow. You got doo-doo everywhere, dude.
No.
Gee whiz, it looks like you shorted, brother.
I had my ground cable broke.
Oh, tough. Oh, is that it?
Shouldn't have shut it up. Then we can't start it again.
No, can we just hold the cable to the...
Yeah, we can. We can try. Just gotta get the start.
Alright. I mean, I can hold it. Is this gonna kill me?
No.
Alright. There you go. Alright, safety first, brother.
Safety first. Listen, you only don't wear a helmet when the camera's off.
Right.
It's the only time you don't wear a helmet.
Oh.
We have a problem.
This is not looking great.
It's not, but oh, hey.
Oh, sorry, I don't know. This is your domain, brother.
I know. Is it on there?
It's on there. It's resting on there, so it should turn on.
Hold it on there. This is tragic.
This is very tragic.
This is tragic. I have jumper cables in my truck.
You're gonna jump your go-kart?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I don't feel like coming out here again, so.
Yeah, me neither.
So I'll put this right here. And shall we push?
Wow, my forearm hurts. That camera's heavy. Your jumper cables?
Jumper cables.
Oh yeah.
It's not happy about something.
Dude.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm not driving before it dies again. And he's off. Where's he going? Look at that. Look at that. How was it?
All right, so the air fuel mixture was messed up for some reason. Who are we blaming for that one?
I don't know.
Blame
Betty
some-
White. She's dead. Probably not.
She's a national treasure, though. She would do something like this.
Yeah.
Let's blame Today River.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Those of you who don't know about that, don't worry. But it is his fault. So if you do look him up, make sure to comment that it's his fault that my go-kart wasn't working. Yeah, I mean, I think it's good. I just gotta make sure that like all the carburetor is tuned up and good to go. And I'm calling it done because I mean it worked really well. Other than the chain flying off, the new master link and stuff in it, and there's a little bit of drifting. I didn't throw it again, and then just have to do a little tweak on that carburetor. I backed out the air fuel screw about a turn and 3/4, and then it started running a lot better. So this thing is being sold, so I'll just make sure all that's ironed up before I sell it because I don't want someone coming back bothering me about it. But all in all, this became like a 5-month project. And now it's finally done, and you guys get to see. But if you made it all the way in the video, thank you very much. I got no clue what's coming next. I've got no plans. So I'll figure out something, and I'll try to upload not 5 months apart. I think that's probably the move. But thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.